So, welcome to Learn English Network in Kitely, and this is the drama session. We'll be doing a very easy little drama today, just simple role play, because we've just got this week and next week before I go on before I disappear on holiday. But of course, whilst I'm on holiday, you are more than welcome to meet up and to do some role plays yourselves. So I was just saying to Vinay, it's always worth, especially when you first start using virtual worlds, just turning up 5-10 minutes before the session to test your microphone, okay? And don't forget always to unmute and mute your mic. So don't leave your mic open in a session. It will use up your bandwidth, and also it might cause feedback. So I'm using Alchemy as a browser, as a viewer, I should say. I'm using Alchemy, and you find the speak button there. If it's glowing with a white, if it's got a white frame surround, then you know it's on. The other trick is when you're in world, look for the white dot. So Shiny's got a white dot, Vinay's got a white dot, April and Monique just above the head. Yeah, that means that your mic and your headset are connected, so you should have voice. But when you start to speak, look for the green wavy lines above your head as well, and that means your microphone, even if nobody is there to hear you, it means your microphone is working. So a couple of little things you can do before you actually start the session. I'm just going to make a little adjustment to our seagull, because I know that Shiny loves the seagull so much. I wouldn't want to deprive her. Okay, today's role play. We're back at the beach, as you can see, but this week we're going to be a family. Okay, and basically the role play is going to be called A Day at the Seaside. Now, who here has ever been to the beach with their family, either as a parent or as a child? Monique, I'm sure you must have spent lots of days at the beach, yeah? What was a typical day out at the beach for you and your family?
Wow. We go there and we just sit we use a tent because there you will find that sort of things. And we just look at the...
You use a tent? Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a tent. Yeah, I can say that
no. What kind of tent, though?
I mean,
because when you say to me tent, I'm thinking, well, how can you erect a tent on the beach? It would blow away. There's nowhere to peg it out. It wouldn't be safe. So what kind of tent do you mean?
Okay, if you go to a touristic beach, of course, you will find several sort of tents, let's say, and you can just take one and you just pay, just a few amount of money. And you can put all your things there, and your, the towels and all the stuff, the sunblock, the sun. I forgot the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
What material
everything.
is this place made of? What's it constructed of?
Let me think.
Have you got a
could
picture?
be something.
Have you got a picture anywhere?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Yeah, but it's really nice because you can protect from the sun, but also you can put your towel and you can just take a sunbathe as well, and you can stay the whole day there.
Right.
You can even You can even have lunch and ask for cocktails, or you can do a lot of things at the beach.
Awesome.
Okay. When I go to the beach,
I'm still trying to imagine this tent, though.
Yeah, hold on. I'm opening the browser. I don't know, but not in English, but in Spanish. Okay,
Well, as long as it's got a picture paints 1,000 words. That's fine.
Exactly. Yeah. That would be the most popular ones, but and images.
I mean, in the
Where are
UK, you
our
can hire a beach hut, but they're sort of more along the promenade, off the beach itself, and you can lock
huh?
them. They're what they call lock-ups, and some people even sleep in the beach hut overnight. But they tend to be made of wood, and some of them are crazy money nowadays. I mean, they used to be dirt cheap, but now you can spend thousands on them, or you can rent them out for hundreds of pounds a day, kind of thing. But a tent, I don't know. Maybe this is a business opportunity for somebody in the UK.
Oh, I forgot.
I mean, we've
I
got the
need a good
beach tent in the picture from last week's or the week before's vocabulary challenge.
Okay, I found it.
Let's have a look. Can't wait. I'm really
It's
excited.
like a good example of what I'm talking about. So it looks
Drum
like
roll.
that.
Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a
Mm-hmm.
tent. No, I like that. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very.
And
I've
it's
never
a
seen that
really
in the
long
UK.
line of them,
Yeah.
of those things or tents or
So they're
whatever.
not really
So,
secure. They're just more sort of protection
correct.
from the sun. Well, you can't lock them, can you? Um, I'd call that more of a marquee, really,
Mm, marquee.
than a tent. Yeah, a marquee. Not to be confused with the the title marquee. Okay. I'm just trying to
Okay.
find it. Um, oh, no, so not that. So the marquee of so-and-so wouldn't be that kind of marquee, okay? It would be a marquee or a party tent, okay, or a garden tent. That's what they look like to me. As I said, when you say tent, in the context of just the word tent, then people think of camping, overnight, out in the wilds or on a campsite. So you do have to, like we had the beach tent, that little sort of half tent that you can take down to the beach and they just pop up within 2 seconds, but you couldn't really sleep there. So a party tent or a marquee or a gazebo as well, you could call it a gazebo.
Really? Okay.
A gazebo. So you can use them for special events, you can use them, and that's, I would say, very similar to this pop-up gazebo, outdoor garden marquee. If you have a look, good old Tesco's. Okay. Oh, that's it. I'm going to set up in business, hiring those out at a beach.
It's a good business.
Yeah, it's so easy, isn't it? Pop them up, sit
Yeah,
down, wait for the customers to turn up.
yeah. A lot of
Okay, so
people
I
just
did
make a
interrupt
living
you. You
doing
were
that.
in full flow, but really, when you said tent, I was like, huh?
Yeah,
So
I
you
know.
have
That's why I said like a sort of tent because
sort
it's
of,
not
yeah,
properly a
kind
tent,
of,
but
sort
yeah.
of. But I think it looks quite like that gazebo,
Okay.
a garden party tent. As I say, a little bit of an adjective gives me a better idea of what sort of tent. So, what do you do then when you're down on the beach? You've hired your gazebo. What sort of activities did you carry out as a kid?
In my case, I I do nothing, but just I like just to stare at the sea, and I really enjoy that time there. I don't know if it's because we used being there, when I was a child, and for me it's better just if I contemplate the sea, but I don't like just to go into the sea. So I just prefer just to take a sunbathe and I read a book. I'm just sometimes when we have music, so yeah, we listen to music. We listen to music, and also what else? And we eat a lot because there's a good opportunity just to to eat something, and because there are a lot of people selling many many kind of food, so you can eat a lot. And what else? And yeah, you can play cards with your family, or you can talk to the other people next to the gazebo. So there are a lot of people there, and yeah, especially if it's um like a vacation season or something like that.
Nice. So you said,
So
oh,
yeah, I
hang on.
mean, and also when there are when there are um like when you there are different services like kayak or jet ski. Yeah, we take that kind of services as well.
Okay. Okay, cool. So you like to go down and relax. Okay, but you
Yep.
can do other things as well. Now, you said I like to take a sunbathe. Don't confuse having a bath, taking a bath with sunbathing. You just sunbathe. I like to sunbathe.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
good. April, take the mic.
Uh, why?
Well, you just typed up a question. Were you wanting to ask
Yeah,
Monique? Yeah.
but Monique said kayak, but we are on the sea, or is it in the sea, Celine? I don't know. Kayak is
Well,
in the
right
sea
now
or
we're
on the
by the
sea?
sea, but if you're in a
By the sea.
kayak, you'll kayak, hopefully not in the sea, hopefully on the sea, because you don't want to sink.
On the
So,
sea.
there is such a thing as sea kayak. There is the sea kayak
Yep.
and sea kayaking. I've been sea kayaking, it's lovely, but you get a slightly different style of boat to what you do in the whitewater mountains. So, yes, yeah, sea kayaking is perfectly valid. Beach hopping, rock hopping, whatever you want to call it. Okay, thank you, Monique. Vinay, what about you? Do you or have you ever had a day out at the seaside?
Hello, hello.
Hello, yes.
Uh, yeah, actually, I never been around the sea, on the beach. I never been there in my life till
Well, you
now.
have now.
But yeah,
Well,
I did
virtually.
not. Uh, but I would like to visit places on the beach in future whenever I get the opportunity. And I can imagine the view of the beach and enjoyment. I can feel the enjoy and thrill on the beach. So in the future, I would like to go on the beach.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to go to the beach. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
like to go
So, but I want to
to
know
the beach.
where are we? We are on the beach.
We're on the beach
Which
now
beach?
because we're actually here on the
Yeah.
surface on the sand. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. In which city? In which city we are?
Kitely. This is
Yes,
no,
Kitely
this
Beach.
isn't a representation of anywhere real. This is a typical seaside resort in the UK. Okay, if you look
Oh,
if you watch some of the previous videos, we have discussed a lot of the vocabulary to do with beaches. And if you look in the forum, we've got a couple of beach vocabulary
I missed
challenges
it.
as well. So there's a lot of vocabulary to learn, and
I missed it.
yeah, but you can catch up in the forum and on YouTube. Okay, just take your time.
But
I'll be away for
I'm not
three
aware of that.
weeks, so you'll
But
have
I'm not aware
plenty.
of that. How can I find the link? How can I find the video on the YouTube?
Oh, videos on
I'm
YouTube.
not aware of.
Okay, just go to
Yeah,
our
actually.
YouTube channel. So
Okay.
if you ever lose the links to the channels, or if we ever move it, you can just use the Learn English link and then go to the bottom and you'll find the current YouTube channel there. Hello. There are
Okay.
lots of different ways to say hello. Okay, and then for these sessions, I would look for ESL vocab, ESL vocabulary, and ESL drama. Okay, so look at those two.
I can't copy the link.
Ah, don't worry. Just go to the website and you'll find the link there. Okay. Anyway, don't do it
Okay,
now
okay.
because we need to be in the moment here at the seaside on the beach. So being on the beach, we're literally standing on it now. Okay, so here I am
So,
on the
so
beach.
you are away for 3 weeks. You are not here.
I'll be
You
away
will be not here.
after next week. After next week. Okay.
After next week, you will
Yeah.
be
I'll
away
be
for three
away.
weeks.
I'll be away, yes. You'll be able to chat on Discord probably and in the forum, but I can't run Kitely sessions whilst I'm away. But
Okay.
you're welcome to come and explore and maybe arrange to meet up with other people if you want to. That's fine, okay? I think Traum is
Okay.
actually joining us, so let me just check if you'll need a teleport. There we go. Okay, so April, what about you? Did you spend much time on the beach as a child or at the seaside?
As a child, no, because where I lived when in my childhood, it was far from the sea. It was mountainous, but it is not near the sea. And then, so that was my childhood without sea. When my son was still a little boy, we went to the sea a couple of times because a friend of mine rented always an apartment on the sea, on the beach, or the sea, and we could visit her with the family, and that was nice. But then I think the last time that I went to the sea was in 2000 something 14 12, but it was not for a day out. It was a day out, but it was not for a good reason. No, a good reason. We went there. I went there with my sister to celebrate, to commemorate the day that her husband died, and so we went there to the sea because he was ashes, ashed, cremated, and it was thrown away on the sea, and after that, almost every year we went to the sea to commemorate that and send flowers for him from the boat. Yeah, that
Ah,
was.
that's really sweet.
Yeah, but it was not really close to in Amsterdam, was it close to my sister's house. So we went there in the morning, and the last time I remembered, I could remember it was beautiful weather. So we went there for also for to enjoy the um, the uh, the place, the atmosphere. That was the word I wanted. And as we know, everywhere there on the beach, there were fishmongers. So we
Oh,
bought fresh fish. It was nice. It was nice.
that sounds nice, yes. Okay, yeah, because there's lots of reasons for going to the sea. Oh, I wish I could go to the sea, the sea. Traum, don't worry, don't worry. We're just talking about our childhood experiences at the seaside, or in Vinay's case, I'm afraid Vinay just crashed, but uh, he's never been to the seaside, but he wants to go in the future. Shiny, what about you? Any experiences of trips to the beach, days out?
since I was a child, but I never enjoyed it.
So
I
nothing
tried
about,
to.
not even the ice cream.
No. It, would you like to eat any ice cream under the uh, hot weather? Hot
Oh, it's
days?
the
I
best
mean,
time. Best time to eat ice cream is in hot weather.
no, sit in a room with air conditioner open. It's the best time to enjoy it.
You like your home comforts shiny.
Yeah.
Traum, what about you? You're a mum, you've a family. Days out at the seaside? Guess it's not that easy where you live, but I guess on holiday you do it? Take the mic. Traum? Oh, Traum's written oops. Oops. Can you hear me, Traum? No. Well, exactly, Monique. You can't build a sandcastle in a air conditioned room, can you? I don't know, there's something nice about being on the beach with the seagulls, ice cream in the hand, melting down your fingers because it's hot. Okay, I'm not sure what's happened with Traum, but anyway, today we're going to do a little role play with a mum and her children. Okay? Okay, Traum, have you got voice?
Yes, Lynn.
Ah, there you are.
Strange.
Okay.
I lost your voice, and I think Shiny also. I had with Shiny the same problem. I lost her voice, but now it is working again. I don't know what it is. Maybe the
No worries.
computer was
No worries. Yep.
was
Could be
working.
could be the router, the computer, the atmosphere,
Yes,
life.
I believe it was the computer because I saw the sign, the circle who was working, this black
Ah, the
circle.
noodling. Yes. Okay. Well, did you hear my question first of all?
No, sorry, what
Okay.
was it?
It was
About?
about a day at the seaside. Because you're a mum, you've got a family. I know you're a long way from the sea, but when you're on holiday, I'm sure you must go down to the beach for the day. What sort of things do you do apart from looking for air conditioning like Shiny?
Okay, the first thing I would do, I would look for a shade because I can't stand the sun, the hot of the sun, and I do not like when it shines directly on my skin. Then I would look for a nice place to lie on. Okay, then I would fish out my an English book from my bag. There's no need. There's no need to change
This
or
sounds very
to apply.
relaxing to me.
Yes,
Well, this sounds
yes,
very
I am
awfully
100%.
relaxing to me, Traum. What about the kids when you're doing all this book reading? What do they get up to?
Some of them like to go straight into the water, and the other like to lie on the sun and to roast.
Lie on the sun.
I would
Hang on.
never do this
Whoa,
anymore.
whoa! Stop! You've just killed your children. Lie on the sun. Are you sure?
No, lie in the sun.
Lie in the sun. Thank you. Yes, they would be
With my
slightly
husband.
fried to a crisp if they lied on the sun. So they like to sunbathe. Yes.
Yeah, they like it. Or they want to go home very tanned.
Okay.
So everyone asks, where have you been? Oh, you were on holiday. Wow, you are so tanned. No, thank you, not for me anymore. Yes, and then I lie there, but not for long. Then I I go back to our place in the campsite, buy some fruits, wash them, take something to drink, and again I hand it over to my family. They are satisfied, and maybe we go to a little shop, buy an ice cream or so. Yeah, they don't need me anymore as it was earlier, you know. And all of my family members like to get tent, but not me. I prefer to go home to our home mobile, where I can sit or lie in the shade.
Okay. Okay, interesting. But I think everybody, well, most of us have some experience of a day away, a day at the seaside. And what we're going to do today is a little role play, okay, which will start this week and we'll probably finish next week. We'll adapt it for next week, I think. Okay, so I'm going to share a note card with you. Okay, bear with me a second. Call it At the Seaside so I can remember it again in the future. Okay, oh, just bear with me a second. And Monique, you said something interesting. Mums are always looking after their children.
Yeah, they don't rest.
They never stop, yeah.
Yeah, never. Where are you? Come here. Don't go there. And sit down, please. Come here.
Why do you think mums are like that at the seaside especially? What do you think might be?
Because we act, as children, we act like crazy creatures. We cannot stay at one point, and we are just building sand castles or burying things in the sand, or we want just to watch, I don't know, the shells, or we want to collect them. So and also because there are a lot of people. Again, it depends on the beach, but usually you will find a lot of people, so it's a little bit dangerous. So you need to care about where
You have to
where the kids are.
keep an eye on them.
Exactly.
You have to keep. We were having a little discussion on the forum about this idea of to keep an eye on something, someone. Okay, but you have to keep an eye on your children at the seaside or by the beach, by the sea. For one thing, they're around water, and as you say, kids at the seaside, they go crazy. April, you said you don't like it when there are too many people. Unfortunately, the best beaches always have a lot of people on them, don't they? You'll end up on the mud flats,
Yeah.
April.
Yeah, and since here in our place or in the most of Europe, there is only minimal days, summer day to go to the beach. Everybody will go there, and the traffic jam before you come there,
don't,
and
yeah.
there you can't get any
Oh,
place.
it's awful.
Yeah.
You have to set off really early or you spend the whole day in traffic. That's very true. Or just take the train. Find some, but then everybody does the same thing. So, yes, I agree with you there, April. And I don't like crowded beaches either. As you said, Monique, lots of people around. There's more chance for your children to wander off and get lost. And you've got the stranger danger. You've got the water. And the sun, of course. If you remember the picture for the beach vocabulary, what was happening to one of the people in the picture? Can you remember?
Isolation? No, no. How do you say that? Isolate? I know. Forgot the word.
Anybody?
Oh, what was your question? Sorry.
What was happening in the
Hydrated.
picture to one of the people who were, he was building, it was the father building the sandcastle, and he'd got a problem for the future developing on his back.
Sunburn?
Yes. Yeah, if you catch the sun You were saying, Traum, your kids like to catch the sun. Okay, but if you catch too much of the sun, you end up sunburned, and that shows damage to the skin. In fact, I'm sorry to say, but just a tan shows you've damaged your skin. I think if we could see our tan under a proper magnifying, like a microscope, we wouldn't do it. It really damages our skin. It's too late for me. I'm all old and I don't think it matters anymore. But young children, and they go out and they want to get a suntan, you're like, no, don't do it. But I don't know. I always feel healthier with the tan, I have to say. I much prefer my summer look to my winter look. But yes, he was getting sunburnt. So first thing I always do when I go, in fact, even before I go to the beach, I put on sun lotion. Okay, sunscreen. Usually factor 35.
Oh, I have 50 with me.
You have 50.
Yeah, me
Ah,
too.
good for you.
50 for my face and shoulders.
Yep. They're the bits. Your nose, your shoulders. Sometimes my feet get burnt because I forget about my feet, and then I end up with stripy feet because I have sandals on. That's really quite a fun. In fact, to be honest, if you looked at my feet now, they are stripy. It's all the dog walking I do. Okay, I'm going to share. You'll all have to stand up, I'm afraid, ladies, because if you stay on the sunbeds, I'm going to have to charge you.
Okay.
Oh,
Now
yes.
you know how this works.
So, we're over here, guys. This is our little family get together. I'm not sure if Shiny will be able to join us. She's going to be stuck for about half an hour on there. The perils. Okay, I'm going to share the script with you. Okay, so bear with me. Near me. There you go. Select. Okay. So when you get at the seaside, remember to make sure you know where it is in your inventory for next week. Or I'll have to share it with you again. And open it up. And you'll see what we've got 3 children, a daughter, 2 sons and a mum. Now we can add to this. I will put a Google page up and share the link with you. And we can maybe add to this because this is very simple. So for next week, I suggest we add to it and we have a few arguments maybe, because that's always fun. Well, that's one thing I always remember. Any trip away as kids, there would always be an argument. Always. Even if we were on our best behaviour, there would be an argument. So, have a quick read through for a couple of moments, okay? And if you have any questions, hey, look, Shiny's making a sandcastle. Yay, Shiny's making a sandcastle.
Oh, wow. Enjoy it, Shiny.
Excellent. So what we've got here is sort of a mum, maybe dad's at work, or we can add dad in later. As I say, I'll share the link with you and you can add to it. I'll make sure you can edit it. Okay. Bear with me. So I'll send you the link in the forum, okay? I'll put it in the virtual worlds part of the forum. So any any questions?
I'm reading this one. And the man says no. I don't think.
So does any of this look familiar? It's like mum, 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 mum.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Really poor people, you know. Oh, my parents.
It does remind me very much of any, as I say, any trip away that we had as children. Everything was on mum. All the organisation, any kind of
And the stuff, all the
activities.
stuff, towels and everything, you know, like the big, the big bag and put everything in there. And
Yes, the big
all for the
bag.
kids. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And responsible for clothing, for protection, for
The toys.
the toys,
everything.
the food, the drinks, the money.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very true.
And the husband wallet, everything.
Oh yeah. Even if the dad's with them, everything is down to the mum. What do you mean by one-day tourists, April?
I don't know what do I have to
You
say
mean
in
people who go
English,
to a
actually. So
place?
sometimes the shopkeepers are annoyed also because the visitors come, the tourists comes only for one day. They bring all the food and everything with them, and they don't buy anything from the shop, and they call it daily tourists or day tourists or temporary. I don't know. We say that.
Okay, we
Yeah,
say
day
oh,
tourists. We say that day tourists
we say day
just coming
trippers.
for day.
Day trippers.
Oh, day trippers.
Yeah. Day trippers. You go on a trip, and a trip normally, if you think about it, is short. Okay, a business trip might be further, but a trip is normally quite a short journey. And a day trip is there and back in a day. So the people who do that, especially who are there just to relax, have fun, we tend to call them day trippers. And yes, the people who take everything with them, the shopkeepers don't really like them that much because they want people to come with nothing and to buy everything there and to buy all their food there and to rent everything. But most families can't afford that. You have to take everything with you, otherwise you'd be spending a fortune. Okay, what do you mean, Traum? I mean at the beach.
No, when my kids were younger, smaller, then we had to collect things like mussels, shells, no,
Yeah,
shells,
shells, yeah.
everything that wasn't lying around, you know.
So anything that wasn't tied down.
And all this stuff.
Yep. Now when you say I like watching other people, what they're doing, what you can say just quite simply is I like people watching. That's what we call it, people watching. When you sit, I love it. I sit in a cafe. I like to be by the window so I can see the people going past. I like to be more in a corner so I can see everything that's going on around me. And I love just watching other people going on about their daily lives. We call it people watching, okay? Shells were your little treasure, Monique. Ah, did you ever find any shells that were still occupied?
No.
Oh, my
No.
friends, they've got 3 little
Just
boys. They're not
empty,
little boys
empty
anymore.
shells.
They're big boys now. But when they were younger, they were 3 little boys, and they were, oh dear, they were so inquisitive. They were so full of energy. And they would always go and collect shells and rocks and anything that they could see on the beach. Bits of glass. And everything was, as you say, a treasure. And one time they all got back home in Nottingham, and Mum, my friend, did all the unpacking and shoved all the stuff into the washing machine and put all the little treasures out in the garden on the garden wall. And then one of the shells started moving. Jip, 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 jip. And it was still occupied, so she had to take it down. And she's a biologist, so she took it down to the local water centre and said, "What can I do with this?" And they went, "Oh, leave it here. We'll get it back to them." So it was wasn't a crab. I can't remember what she said it was. She did tell me she knows all the terms. I think it was a hermit crab. They kind of make any shell their own. And the boy had picked this shell up. It was a very nice cone shell, but he hadn't realised that there was still a little hermit crab inside. So it was really sweet. Now, yeah, some people without swimsuits. Now, you can't do that everywhere in the UK. You have to find a special part of the beach in the UK and in most European places. What part of the beach do you look for if you want to go in your birthday suit?
So well, in my foot we were in Croatia.
Yes, in Croatia, you can suddenly fall
think-
across some interesting sights in Croatia, I remember. Yeah, not the nude beach.
Yeah, not that you mean we were at the nude beach.
Not the nude beach. We don't say the nude beach.
sometimes-
That would mean that the beach hasn't got any clothes on. What do we call people who like to go around with no clothes on in their birthday suits? There's a special term for them.
Naturist?
Naturist is, a naturist is somebody who wants to live their life without any clothes on. Yep. We don't call them naturist beaches though, because it's a really funny one. People get naturist and naturalist confused, much to the shock of people who meet David Bellamy. He goes, "Hello, I'm a naturalist," and they go, "Wow, no, don't, please keep your clothes on." There's another word. Is it? Oh, what about? Is my voice breaking up, everybody? Okay, it's you, Traum. So we call them nudists. Nudists. So you go to the nudist beach, and there's normally, that's German, Freikörperkultur. That's German. Yeah, the FKK area, which you can also find in parks in Germany. So if you see FKK, it's not a political party.
Good to know.
Yeah. They're pretty harmless. I mean, you get them in Brighton, but you do have to find a nudist beach. Now, it's not illegal to take your clothes off in the UK, but if you ever read about the Naked Rambler, yes, you can end up in prison for doing it. How come it's not illegal, but you can end up in prison? Well, it's not illegal, but if anybody complains, then it's a crime. So if you shock anybody or offend anybody and they call the police, then suddenly something that's not illegal becomes a crime. Okay, so if you're in a nudist area, you're safe, because people should expect to see bits and bobs in a nudist area. If you're out shopping and it's not a nudist beach or a nudist camp, then you can be in trouble. So, okay, Traum, too much information. But I agree with you. Oh no, please cover it up. Okay, so shall we have a go? Who's going to be mum, and who's going to be daughter, and who's going to be the two sons? Don't all jump up at once.
I don't have a mother's spirit, so I'll be a daughter.
What do you want to be, the daughter or the son?
Daughter could be. I
The
don't know,
daughter,
whatever.
okay.
No problem.
I think you'd be very good as the daughter, actually. You want to just sunbathe. So, who's going to be the mum? Okay, Traum's lost voice. Okay, April, you're the mum. Shiny?
Oh, really? My voice
Okay,
is
well
back.
done. You're
I can
back.
hear- Your voice is back. Sorry, it's coming and going. It's the computer of my daughter. Because I'm using her this for
Oh,
this
you
time-
should have
this
been in
session.
today's... No. You should have been in today's session for Back to Basics, shouldn't she, April? What would she say instead of the computer of my daughter, April?
My
Because-
daughter's computer.
My daughter's computer. Yes.
That was a direct slap in my face, Link, to say I should go back to basic.
No, I said this session, the session today, because it was purely about the thing of this thing and the thing's thing, or the person's thing, okay? So it wasn't telling you to go back to basics. You're way beyond that. But there are a few little Germanisms that you come out with occasionally, Traum. That's one of them.
Yeah.
So my daughter's computer. When you're talking about people, use the possessive, the apostrophe S, possessive, okay? Okay, so Shiny, you can be son 1. Traum, if you could be son 2. Any questions about the vocabulary whilst we wait for Mum? So Monique, you might want to get on one of the towels. If you right clicks it, they should be. There you go. Traum, yes.
Trunks, is that American English? Trunks?
Trunks. Yes, swimming trunks. Not just American
It is
English,
a-
no. Swimming trunks are like shorts, but for swimming in. So a guy doesn't wear a swimming costume. A boy and a man, they don't wear swimming costumes. They wear swimming trunks or swim trunks or trunks. Okay? It's one of those sort of special vocabulary for clothing that we have. Okay? Any other questions? I'm just checking. Yep, here you go. You should know this already because it's been on there since about 1999. Sorry to tell you, but it's like swimsuit. Yeah, I use that. Don't think suit. It's just an all-in-one bathing costume, swimming costume. And you've got your bikini, or your two-piece bathing costume, but normally we just say bikini nowadays, and your swimming trunks, or you can sometimes just say trunks, okay? But it's not specifically American English. I don't even know if Americans make a distinction between shorts and trunks, but we do in the UK. Welcome back, Mum. Okay, so I'm going to go and control these sunbeds to make sure none of you steal one. Okay, so if you come over here, mate, you're going to pay, all right? I'm here to collect the money. Okay, so whenever you're ready. Shiny, are you okay? You're very, very quiet. Which mom do you think you are? What, me mum or April mum?
I mean, in this text.
April is mum. She's just mum all the way through. So Monique is daughter, Traum is son 1, and Shiny
No,
your
I
son
mean
2.
what kind of mom? I don't mean which going to play.
Just a mom.
I mean,
Just a
The
mum.
fear one.
A
Fear
strict
I
one.
but
mean,
fair. I'd say a
Strict.
strict but fair mum. As all mums
The
should
lovely
try to
one.
be.
With
Did I
annoying
say 2
kids.
before Traum? I'm sorry. I don't know what I can't remember what I said. I know. Okay, so let's write it down. April is mum. Monique is daughter. So you can use each other's names, but for April and Monique. And Traum, your son 1. So you can choose a name. What would you like to be called, Traum?
Oh, I'm Harry.
Harry, okay. And Shiny, son
Harry
2.
Potter.
What name would you like to be called, Shiny? Think up a boy's name. Actually, Shiny's kind of neutral, isn't it? Shiny could be a boy's pet name as well. What do you think, Shiny?
Gosh, Nate.
Can you hear me? Oh, I'm not sure. Can Shiny hear me?
Harry. The prince.
Princess Harry. Yeah, the Princess Harry.
No, I take Harry. I stay
Okay,
in
so
Harry
Shiny
Potter.
is son 2, and we'll call Shiny Shiny. I'm hoping Shiny can hear us. Okay. So I hope you've
I
got
can
your.
hear you.
Oh, good. I wasn't sure.
Sorry, because lag. So
Ah.
I typed, but I don't know why it didn't show. It didn't.
It didn't, I'm afraid. No. Did you have a particular preference for a name, Shiny?
Shiny is fun.
Shiny's fine. Yeah, I think Shiny's nice and neutral, actually. It could be a little like Sunshine. Hello, Shiny. I'm not sure if the boy would like to be called Shiny, but I can imagine the mum calling him Shiny. Okay, let's begin then. As soon as you're ready, guys.
Mom, can you put some sun cream on my back, Mom?
Just a minute, Monique. Let me put up the umbrella first.
Traum.
Shiny.
Traum.
Nah, Shiny.
No, Traum.
Yes.
You.
Yes.
I've put it up.
Son 2.
I've put up Traum, son 1, Harry.
Okay. Mom, can we go for a swim now?
Take off your shorts and put on your trunks first. And where's your sun hat?
Can you help me build a sand castle, Mom?
Careful! Don't walk all over the towels. You're getting sand everywhere.
Mom, can we have a sunbed? Mom, please.
I don't think so. They're too expensive. We got plenty of beach towels.
Is the tide coming in or out?
Out, I think. Why don't you all go and see if you can spot crabs or starfish in the rock pools? And leave me alone for a moment.
Yeah. I was just about to say, well done. Okay. As I say, we'll do this again next week with some changes. But yeah, everybody wants Mum's attention. Oh, by the way, Traum, the reason Shiny is son 2 is she's actually building the sandcastle. Okay, so next week, before April or Mum shouts, don't... Oh, Monique's offline. Maybe she's crashed. Okay, before April says, don't walk all over the towels, you need to start walking over the towels, because that's what we do as children, isn't it? And then we get sand everywhere. And I was going to ask you, why do you think Mum said, why not go and see if you can spot crabs or starfish, April? Not startfish, starfish in the
Oh,
pool.
starfish. Okay,
Starfish. No,
starfish.
I had to check I hadn't made a spelling mistake, but Stephanie says starfish. Why do you think she
Because
said,
I
why
had
don't you go to the
problem.
rock pool? Look for some
Yeah, because
crabs.
I had problem with this umbrella. I couldn't put it in the sand.
I'm impressed you carried it down all the way onto the beach, actually, to be honest, April. So why do you think she said, why don't you go and play in the rock pool and look for some starfish or crabs? And you pretty much nailed it there, April. And leave me alone.
Yes,
She
so
wants
I
a bit
can.
of peace and quiet.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. So for next week, what I thought we could do, I'll give you a link to the link, if you like. So that's the link to the script. That's where I'll put today's recording as well, if it records properly. Okay. I think Monique was lovely, but she was a bit, Mum. What a shame she crashed. Oh dear. I'm hoping she didn't crash because of the towel. Let me just sit down. If I
No,
crash.
she has to go. She has written, Lynn.
Oh, I didn't see
I have
it.
to.
Where was that? I'd got the. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Have to go. Thank you all. Okay. So next week, go to the script in the Google Drive. You should be able to edit it. And I think that Monique won't want to go with her brothers to the rock pool to look for starfish and crabs. I get a sneaking suspicion she just wants to lie on the beach towel and get a tan so she can go to school and say, oh, and everybody go, oh, where were you on holiday? So I think that's where our conflict will come. Mum, you want her to go. Why might you want Monique to go with the two boys to the rock pool? Because she's
And
quite
then
a
she
quiet
could
girl.
keep an eye.
Yeah, to keep an
She,
eye on them. So you've got to convince next week Monique, basically Mum has to convince her daughter to go and play in the rock pool with her brothers, with her younger brothers, to keep an eye on them. Okay, so think of some words that you could, or some dialogue that you could maybe add to the document. You can either post it in the drama on the forum, or if you want to go directly to the Google document and add your lines in there, whatever you want. And if you think of any changes you'd like to make to the script, you can do it there as well. Okay? Any questions? And you could maybe bring Dad in. There's other things that kids want when they're at the seaside. Mum, can I have an ice cream? Mum, I need some. I'm hungry, Mum. I'm thirsty, Mum.
I have to pee.
Oh, yes! No! What do? You know, you're miles away from the nearest, or if you do want to use the toilet in the ice cream shop, you're going to have to buy an ice cream before they'll let you use the toilet. So what do you normally do at the seaside? Go in the sea. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, but it's not allowed actually, Elliot.
Well, I know, but everybody
Oh,
does
yes.
it. Oh dear. It's like in the swimming pool. I'm sure kids pee in the pool swimming. I'm sure they do. I bet they do too. I don't expect you to agree, Traum. I don't expect you to agree, but you can think up what scenario you might have. What will you do next week when your children want to go and they need the toilet? Good luck finding a public toilet anywhere in a free one anywhere in the UK. And then you've got the problem. You've got to pack everything up, yeah, and go up to the public loos, the other end of the beach. Oh my goodness. Okay, any questions before we finish?
But in German, See is not seal, Drum. See?
No,
It's more lake.
there's no Z anyway. There's no Z-double-E. The say is a lake, yes. Sorry, tram.
Wir sagen Meer to ocean, also ocean is a Meer, is large. A sea, the Garda Sea, for example, is a smaller one, the one who is very famous in Italy. A sea, out at, yeah, a ocean is larger compared to sea.
That's it. And
Yeah.
But it is also sea.
yes,
Yeah, but now we will write it, but as you can see, the spelling is a bit different.
Yeah.
We use two E's.
and it can also mean large lake. My favourite, I'm just trying to find how it's actually spelt. Yeah, my favourite place in Germany is the Titisee. Still makes me giggle. In the Black Forest. And that's basically a big water park and everything there. But it's a lake. It's a lake. It's nowhere near the sea. There's only a small part of Germany that's actually is on the coast. So they've got a lot of inland sea. And then you can go to the Nordsee. So, yeah, exactly. You're very inland, aren't you? So you've got the Nordsee is the North Sea. But then you've got Titisee, which is a lake, okay? And that's the end of today's German lesson. Yeah, we say we're landlocked.
Bravo.
We are landlocked. Which means you're surrounded by land on all sides. East, west, north, south, you're landlocked. Well, I'm pretty landlocked here as well, as you know, Hermina. It's 8 hours drive to the coast from here. So that's why we never get to the coast.
Nothing to do with sea when I say inland in German. Landlocked.
Yeah, landlocked.
Remember it.
That's it.
Burn in my brain.
Okay. Well, you're locked in by land. You know, there's no coast. You have no coastline. And of course, coming from the UK, for me, it's a little bit sad because I was never more than 2 hours away from the sea when I was in the UK. And at one point I lived in Bristol and we're very close to the sea. I could go any time, just an hour's drive, and I'd be right at the sea. And now I'm 8 hours away. Oh, I'm sure, Traum, I'm sure. But I've never lived in the mountains, so I don't think I'd miss that. I don't think you miss what you haven't experienced as such. I'd rather be near. I wouldn't want to live by the sea, though. I don't want to live by the sea. I'd like to live nearer. An hour away is lovely. You don't get the crowds of grockles. Oh, there's a good word for you, grockles. There you are. Birmingham Navy, day trippers, and a great little slang term, grockle.
4.
Anybody who's a sort of holiday maker, especially around Devon and Cornwall, that's what they call you if you're visiting. You're a grockle.
Oh. Uh-huh. Is it nice or not so nice? For
It's
me,
it's
as
a
a
bit
tourist?
neutral, but it is usually used in a slightly negative way because people get a bit fed up by the sheer number of tourists they get. But then when they think about it, they know that their livelihoods often depend on the grockles. But yes, I'm a grockle. I've been a grockle. Okay. Okay, so on that note, I shall love you and leave you, and hopefully see you later. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking part. And apologies to Vinay who crashed. I'll send you a message in World Vinay. But yeah, sometimes that does happen. One thing you need in any virtual world is a lot of patience. You're welcome, April. Thanks a lot. Take care. Shiny, enjoy making your sandcastle. Building your sandcastle. Oh, I'm here next week. Don't start missing me yet. I'm here next week, okay? Bye. Take care. Okay. Today's roleplay. We're back at the beach, as you can see. But this week we're going to be a family. Okay. And basically the roleplay is going to be called A Day at the Seaside. Now, who here has ever been to the beach with their family, either as a parent or as a child? Monique, I'm sure you must have spent lots of days at the beach, yeah? What was a typical day out at the beach for you and your family?
Wow. We go there and we just sit we use a tent because there you will find that sort of things. And we just look at the...
You use a tent? Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a tent. Yeah, I can say that
no. What kind of tent, though?
I mean,
Because when you say to me tent, I'm thinking, well, how can you erect a tent on the beach? It would blow away. There's nowhere to peg it out. It wouldn't be safe. So what kind of tent do you mean?
Okay, if you go to a touristic beach, of course, you will find several sort of tents, let's say, and you can just take one and you just pay, just a few amount of money. And you can put all your things there and your, the towels and all the stuff, the sunblock, the sun, I forgot the name.
Okay,
yeah,
what
material
is this place made of? What's it constructed of?
Let me think.
Have you got a picture?
Something.
Have you got a picture anywhere?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Yeah, but it's really nice because you can protect from the sun, but also you can put your towel and you can just take a sunbathe as well, and you can stay the whole day. Marquee.
Then a tent, yeah, a marquee. Not to be confused with the the title marquee. Okay. I'm just trying to find it. No, so not that. So the marquee of so-and-so wouldn't be that kind of marquee, okay? It would be a marquee or a party tent, okay, or a garden tent. That's what they look like to me. As I said, when you say tent, in the context of just the word tent, then people think of camping, overnight, out in the wilds or on a campsite. So you do have to, like we had the beach tent, that little sort of half tent that you can take down to the beach and they just pop up within 2 seconds, but you couldn't really sleep there. So a party tent or a marquee or a gazebo as well, you could call it a gazebo.
Really? Okay.
A gazebo. So you can use them for special events, you can use them, and that's, I would say, very similar to this pop-up gazebo, outdoor garden marquee. If you have a look, good old Tesco's. Okay. Oh, that's it. I'm going to set up in business, hiring those out at a beach.
It's a good business.
Yeah, it's so easy, isn't it? Pop them up, sit down, wait for the customers to turn up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did interrupt you. You were in full flow, but really when you said tent, I was like, huh?
Yeah, I know. That's why I said like a sort of tent. Because
sort of, yeah.
A tent,
kind of, sort of. But I think it looks quite like that gazebo,
Okay.
a garden party tent. As I say, a little bit of an adjective. So, welcome to Learn English Network in Kitely, and this is the drama session. We'll be doing a very easy little drama today, just simple role play, because we've just got this week and next week before I go on before I disappear on holiday. But of course, whilst I'm on holiday, you are more than welcome to meet up and to do some role plays yourselves. So I was just saying to Vinay, it's always worth, especially when you first start using virtual worlds, just turning up 5-10 minutes before the session to test your microphone, okay? And don't forget always to unmute and mute your mic. So don't leave your mic open in a session. It will use up your bandwidth, and also it might cause feedback. So I'm using Alchemy as a browser, as a viewer, I should say. I'm using Alchemy, and you find the speak button there. If it's glowing with a white, if it's got a white frame surround, then you know it's on. The other trick is when you're in world, look for the white dot. So Shiny's got a white dot, Vinay's got a white dot, April and Monique just above the head. Yeah, that means that your mic and your headset are connected, so you should have voice. But when you start to speak, look for the green wavy lines above your head as well, and that means your microphone, even if nobody is there to hear you, it means your microphone is working. So a couple of little things you can do before you actually start the session. Now I'm just going to make a little adjustment to our seagull, because I know that Shiny loves the seagull so much. I wouldn't want to deprive her. It gives me a better idea of what sort of tent. So what do you do then when you're down on the beach? You've hired your gazebo. What sort of activities did you carry out as a kid?
In my case, I do nothing, but just I like just to stare at the sea, and I really enjoy that time there. I don't know if it's because we used being there, when I was a child, and for me it's better just if I contemplate the sea, but I don't like just to go into the sea. So I just prefer just to take a sunbathe, and I read a book. I'm just sometimes when we have music, so yeah, we listen to music. We listen to music, and also what else? And we eat a lot because there's a good opportunity just to eat something, and because there are a lot of people selling many kind of food, so you can eat a lot. And what else? And yeah, you can play cards with your family, or you can talk to the other people next to the gazebo. So there are a lot of people there, and yeah, especially if it's like a vacation season or something like that.
Nice. So you said, oh,
yeah,
hang on.
and also when there are when there are like when you there are different services like kayak or jet ski. Yeah, we take that kind of services as well.
Okay, cool. So you like to go down and relax, okay, but you can do other things as well. Now, you said I like to take a sunbathe. Don't confuse having a bath.
Either.
Oh, right.
You can even exactly. You can even have lunch and ask for cocktails, or you can do a lot of things at the beach.
Awesome.
When I go to the beach,
I'm still trying to imagine this tent, though.
Yeah, hold on. I'm opening the browser. I don't know, but not in English, but in Spanish. Okay,
Well, as long
Cartagena.
as it's got a picture, picture paints 1,000 words. That's fine.
Exactly, yeah. That would be the most popular ones, but and images.
I mean, in the
Where
UK,
are
you can hire a beach hut, but they're sort of more along the promenade, off the beach itself, and you can lock
huh?
them. They're what they call lockups, and some people even sleep in the beach hut overnight. But they tend to be made of wood, and some of them are crazy money nowadays. I mean, they used to be dirt cheap, but now you can spend thousands on them, or you can rent them out for hundreds of pounds a day, kind of thing. But a tent, I don't know. Maybe this is a business opportunity for somebody in the UK.
Oh, I can't.
I mean, we've
I
got the
need a good
beach tent in the picture from last week's or the week before's vocabulary challenge.
Okay, I found it.
Let's have a look. Can't wait. I'm really
It's
excited.
a good example of what I'm talking about. So it looks
Drum
like
roll.
that.
Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a
Mm-hmm.
tent. No. I like that. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very.
And
I've
it's
never
a
seen that
really
in the
long
UK.
line of them,
Yeah.
of those things or tents or
So they're
whatever.
not really
So
secure. They're just more sort of protection
correct.
from the sun. Well, you can't lock them, can you? I'd call that more of a marquee, really.